Hello and welcome to Behind the Experience here at Emirates Old Trafford. I'm Ben Ibsen and joining me on the sofa today is Angela Hodson. Angela, I'm going to shoot straight over to you because I want you to tell us what your role is here at Emirates Old Trafford and how that role's changed over the years of being here.
Okay, so I've been here for a decade now, which seems an incredibly long time, but it's gone super quick. And I think that's because it's such a busy venue and I'm learning all the time. So hence why the time has gone quick. So over the years, I've kind of progressed into different roles. Originally came in to look after the conference and event side of the business. And then as the time went on, looked after hospitality, leading up to the Cricket World Cup and Ashes in 2019, which was a great experience. And then in 2020, I was appointed as sales director. So my remit now really is looking at all the kind of commercial revenue channels for the hotel, the event side of the business, hospitality, and then ticketing. So it's quite a broad spectrum, and there's never a dull moment, and your head does have to flip from one area of the business to the next. But being on the exec team is, you know, a big responsibility. And equally, you get to learn a lot about the other sides of the business as well. So, you know, we work closely with the HR director, the CFO, ops director, obviously our chief exec and the partnership director as well. So it's really interesting kind of learning about their opportunities, their challenges as well. So yeah, that's my remit, yeah.
I can't believe how long it is. But how do you manage to balance all of these different things at once? Because I can imagine when you come out of one meeting, you're going straight into another one.
Yeah.
It must be not difficult, but challenging.
It is. I mean, sometimes you can go into a meeting and go, right, which what is it next? What is, you know, the kind of topic that we're talking about? But that's what keeps it really, really interesting. You know, we're obviously a huge venue, you know, and we look at things from a cricket perspective, from international cricket, domestic cricket, the T20s, 100 ball, which is really exciting, our All-50 county champs. And then, you know, we're also looking at big concerts as well. Obviously this year with the Arctic Monkeys, next year with Foo Fighters, and other ones hopefully to be announced. And then this huge business venue as well, which has just had this major new redevelopment. So it's really, really exciting in terms of that business offering that we have as well, and the scale of the events that we deliver. So yeah, whilst you're covering a lot of different areas, you know, everything is interesting and exciting because, you know, there's never a dull moment, really. You know, there's always something to get your teeth into. And there's a great group of people around us to kind of, you know, make that even more exciting as well.
Well, you mentioned the variety of events. It really is a multi-purpose stadium, obviously cricket, the concerts, the conferences, but with the new development of the hotel, it seems like that's expanding more and more.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, you know, even for myself, when I came in 2013, you know, we had the pavilion that was just launching, the Player and Media Centre had just come online. The Point had obviously been in existence for a couple of years, but, you know, I recall actually, you know, not working at the venue and working at Man City Football Club at the time and coming to the launch event at the Point, and it was incredible to see that space with 800 people in it. They had the Halley Orchestra, you know, loads of amazing entertainment and theming in that space. And I remember being sat there thinking they've done an incredible job in developing the Point at that point in time and wanting to be part of it back then. And, you know, obviously that kind of dream has been realised as well. But I think now seeing the pavilion, you know, the Player and Media Centre, at the time we had the Old Trafford Lodge, which, you know, was just not really in keeping kind of with the rest of the development, which is why obviously the Hilton Garden Inn came on board as well, so that we could have a quality 4-star hotel that could complement the rest of the facilities that we had within the stadium as well. So that coming online just meant that we had more credibility as a venue. You know, these amazing events that we could host also had a hotel of an incredible standard to kind of complement them as well. And then I think with the new development, because of the success of the hotel and the conference and event side of the business as well, you know, we knew that there was an opportunity there to develop the stadium even further. And now we have, 250 bedrooms, or nearly 250 bedrooms when they come in line in November. But this great event space as well, which is called The Edge, which is amazing. That opened during the Ashes. We delivered it for the first time for a company called Corinthian Sports, who invested in that space for hospitality against internationals and domestic cricket for a 3-year period. That's starting kind of for the Ashes. And just seeing that come to fruition, it's a really edgy space, hence the name. It's got a really kind of cool sort of urban feel about it, and something completely different to anything else that we have within the stadium. So it allows us to open up to a new audience, I guess, and, have a new product with this incredible terrace space directly outside in which you can watch the cricket, concerts, or deliver an amazing kind of an event with drinks reception outside and activation kind of areas. The Sports Breaks Terrace, which sits alongside it. And then Jimmy's Bar, which, is a great little bar, with this beautiful kind of external space as well. So again, the opportunities for us to develop different products, to new audiences on a match day and a non-match day, it's just opened us up to something really special. And obviously in the future, the ground floor of the development, is looking to be our heritage centre. So we're working on that at the moment, and that will add another dimension, which will be great for our members, for just people in the local community, people on a national scale, international scale even, that can come along to Emirates Old Trafford and enjoy, everything that it has to offer.
Well, when you mention all of these things, it must be quite a rewarding process, not only managing these relationships with all the different companies, but then seeing things come together. I imagine when you look out at all the new developments behind you, do you ever get that feeling of it being a great reward?
Oh my God, yeah. I think, it's feeling proud more than anything, especially I think during the Ashes we had, 5 days kind of, obviously day 5 wasn't brilliant, but we had 4 days that it was just amazing to see, the crowd, 23,000 people each day within the stadium itself. We had over 2,000 covers for hospitality every single day. The new development had been open as well for the very first time, so that put an extra pressure, on all of the teams really, because it was the first time on that scale that we'd opened those event spaces as well. And yeah, there were numerous times that I would kind of look out onto the ground and think, what an amazing team to put this on, from the sales team who brought in, all of those people to the ground, to, the operations team that have to deliver that across the event days. But everybody has a part in that, and when I talk about, from a personnel point of view, from a finance point of view, everybody has a part in making that happen. And I think, particularly as a team here, this is why I've stayed for so long, it's a great team of people, an experienced team of people, a passionate group of people that want to make things happen and want that experience to be, the very best that we can make it. So every person that comes in, every ticket buyer, every member, every, non-match day conference delegate that comes to this ground, that they leave, feeling like they've had a really, really memorable experience. So I think we're all vested, invested into making sure that happens. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic venue now, and the amount of people that we took over, to the Edge across the Ashes, it was a great opportunity to kind of showcase it. And every single person that went in there was like, wow, this is, an amazing venue, an amazing space. You've done a great job with it. So yeah, I think it's testament to the vision of, obviously Daniel Gidney, our CEO, in terms of how he wanted it to be. And being able to activate that, to make that happen, it's no easy task at the end of the day. So I think, everybody that's been involved has done an incredible job. Yeah.
Well, is that what makes Emirates Old Trafford so unique? Not the Manchester weather, because no one can do anything about that. But is that what makes this venue so elite in comparison to others, that the guest experience is so good?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a whole combination, It's what I call a little bit of magic in some sense. You've got to have, a great venue, but you've got to have a great team of people to add that sparkle to it. You know, people that care, and we've got a lot of new people within the business, but equally we've got people that have worked here, you know, for 20, 30, 40 years. And I think that says something about, you know, Lancashire Cricket Club and Emirates Old Trafford. You know, people, it kind of captures your heart to some extent, and you can kind of feel that, you know, when you're in and around the ground as well. It's just got that sparkle about it.
And finally, I want to end on, what is your proudest moment since the 10 years you've been working here at Emirates Old Trafford?
Yeah, I have to say, and I've done 3 Ashes now, so 2013, 2019, and obviously this year. And I think, you know, for me, I just thought it was an amazing occasion, you know, to have developed the stadium in the way we have over those years. The amount of revenue that we brought in for that game as well, the amount of hospitality that was sold, seeing the event spaces though, and how we delivered them and how we could showcase that, you know, to create more awareness for a non-match day perspective as well. I think that for me was the proudest moment, and seeing how everybody comes together in a really, really challenging kind of situation and environment to make it the best that we can. So for me, actually, it is in the last few weeks that really super proud moment has happened.
Well, that says it all. 10 years plus of service, and the proudest moment comes not too long ago at all. That is brilliant. Well, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a real pleasure, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.